Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. So, really bad news for the New York Yankees. Again, more bad news for the New York Yankees, but just bad news in general for baseball fans. Aaron Judge has a stress fracture in his rib. Gonna miss, it looks like 2 weeks. They're gonna shut him down. They said surgery's not off the table. Could be getting surgery. I know a lot of Yankees fans are not happy right now, upset, and most of them I think are just basically saying, well, he's gonna get surgery. A lot of people are screaming, get the surgery now. And so the Yankees, man, this has been kind of a tough. This is like a continuation of last year for them. Last year, so many injuries throughout the year to a lot of their really good players, and now we just have a continuation of it all over again. We've got, Severino now is out with Tommy John surgery, and now you've got Judge. And the interesting thing is Severino, they talked about, he had some forearm tightness, and now he's going to get Tommy John. But they said that this dates back to last season. And so he felt something then. They didn't do anything. They didn't get surgery then. They kind of waited to see how it was going to progress. Apparently things didn't get much better. Arm still hurts, or forearm still hurts. Surgery. Now you've got Aaron Judge. Now they said Aaron Judge's rib injury dates back to last September. So again, this is like two guys now, an injury. They kind of wait the entire offseason. They show up in spring training. I don't know if it got better and then something re-injured it, or it just never really got better. Now they're going to take some time off, maybe get surgery. My guess is if it's still bothering them, probably surgery is going to be the way they end up going. So it's a tricky situation. I know a lot of fans are upset, like, why are we not just getting stuff fixed? Why are we sitting around and waiting? Why didn't we get this fixed last year when it first hurt? Injuries are always a tricky thing. I've been through a lot of injuries. I've had a lot of surgeries. Typically, with all of my injuries, the first step was always, well, okay, let's just shut it down and see if it gets better on its own. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. A lot of times in my case, it didn't work. With my wrist, we took a lot of time off. Took a lot of medication, rest, putting, not cast, but braces on it, and all right, let's see what happens. And I come back and it would still hurt. So I'd done that with a lot of different injuries, and surgery was the only thing that really helped a lot of my injuries. Now, there were some things that rest did help, but it's just tricky. You don't want to just always just be like, surgery, cut them open, cut them open, cut them open. I think when surgery is, a lot of times I think it's easy for fans to just be like, just do the surgery, man, just do the surgery. I think surgery is always kind of the last option. You don't want to just go cutting into people unless you really, really have to, unless you're like, okay, there's no other option. We've got to put them, go under the knife. Surgery is a big deal. So, and it just looks like, in these cases, for whatever reason, things didn't heal up and the surgery had to happen, and we'll see what happens with Judge. But I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping that somehow, the 2 weeks of rest will rest him up. But it just stinks because with Aaron Judge, one of the most talented players in the league, we saw a few years ago when he was healthy for most of the year, the whole year, what he can do. And the last couple of years he's been banged up. And now he's banged up again. And I just hope that he's able to stay healthy. I hope it's not one of those players that for whatever reason just, whether it's bad luck or whatever, maybe it's just, his body it just can't hold up to a full season. I just hope he's not one of those guys that, in 20 years, people look back and be like, man, remember that Aaron Judge? Like, if only, imagine what he could have done if he could have stayed healthy. Imagine what type of player, what type of numbers he would have put up, because he's incredibly talented. His numbers are they're just crazy.
So I just want to look at Aaron Judge here. Some of the numbers that are just mind-boggling. So up here is his 2019 MLB rankings. You can see he hits the ball harder than anyone. Plays really, really good defense. He can run for a humongous man. 6'7", 282, which is just crazy how big he is. Expected batting average, expected slugging, expected weighted on base. hard hit percentage, like everything you do pretty much in all areas of the game. Guy's got a cannon, super accurate arm. He's just a freak show. And then if you go down, so here are his numbers, but then if you go down, let's go down here. Like this is amazing. Just so you know, when you're looking at his stats, so here's 2016, 17, 18, 19. Anything in red means he's the best, basically. So top 1% of the league, top 2% of the league, top 1% of the league, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 1, top 5, top 3, top 9, top 4. All right, so you're getting the idea. So when it comes to barrel percentage, exit velocity, expected anything, weighted on base average, hard hit percentage, walks, everything. Basically everything offensively that you can control as far as hitting the ball hard on the barrel consistently, he is one of the best in the league. Obviously, he strikes out a lot, so that's the one thing. He's bottom of the league in that. But other than striking out, this guy is an absolute monster. Let's see, what else? Then if you go down here a little bit further, so here's some of the rankings. If you look at, exit velocity, first. If he plays, he's going to hit the ball harder than anybody. Consistently, harder than everybody. Max exit velocity, fourth, third, second, same thing. I mean, he's a monster. Barrels was first in 17. Now, he was injured a lot here. He doesn't get injured. He's probably first again. So you can just see how it's just crazy how the type of numbers, the talent that this guy has. The one down here is outs above average. So just looking defensively at him. So we're looking at a guy that is so talented that he could be potentially the best player in the league every single year, or top 5 player at least in the league every single year. And the only question so far, is health. Can he stay healthy? And I really, really hope that he is able to do so that he can let his talent and his ability really shine and show, because he is a special, special player.
So that's all we got. Hopefully Aaron Judge is back sooner rather than later, putting up big-time numbers again. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so you get our videos right away once we publish them. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon who help support the channel. We really, really appreciate it. And that's all we have. We'll talk to you later.